Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Rainbow Tarot UK. It's so good to have you here. I hope everyone is doing really well. So today's reading we're going to be doing, aren't we, why did you meet this love interest, this person on your mind? Why did you meet them? Is it destiny, is it fate, is it karmic, is it, twin flame, soulmate? Why did you meet them? That's what we're going to be exploring today. And as usual, we've got our 3 piles. We've got pile number 1 with a little silver patterned bead there. Pile number 2 with our little butterfly, beautiful little blue and purple butterfly there, or silver and purple butterfly, and our little diamante heart for pile number 3. So those are your 3 piles. You know the drill. Use your intuition. Go for the pile that's calling for you. It's okay to listen to more than one pile if you feel drawn to it. Remember, it's general, so you're just taking whatever resonates with you, leaving everything else behind. You don't have to take anything you don't feel is right for you, and it's timeless, so it's really good for whenever you're finding it. So all I need to say now is I'll see you in your reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 1, and welcome back to your reading. So today we are doing, aren't we, why have you met this person on your mind, this person of interest? Why have they come into your life? What, is there a reason? Is it destiny? Is it fate? Is it a twin flame? Is it soulmate? What's really going on in the connection? What's at its core, really? So you chose to come into your reading under this little silver bead here. Now I've pre-shuffled some oracle cards, so let's have a look at those. Just want to say big thanks if you've subscribed lately, or if you've subscribed at all, and if you've hit the notification bell as well, so you never miss an upload. And all the kind of regular people that comment and like, and all of that. I just want to say big thanks for that, because I really appreciate that. So thank you very much for that. So let's have a look and see. So this is our first card. Okay, and this is called Spaceship. Don't be afraid to sing. Don't be afraid to sing. It's card number 43. Okay, so that's our first card. Then we've got boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Okay. And then this is my little Aurosoma inspiration deck. This relates to the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is about bold, decisive, quick action, about being very clear. So it would go with a boundaries card, about being very clear, very mindful, very determined, very focused. So I'm just getting from these cards that I feel like definitely in this relationship there's some lessons here to be learned. This relates to what's called Aurosoma colour system, and it's normally in bottles of oil over water. And this is the Knight of Swords, but this bottle that it relates to is bottle number 53. Okay, so that's bottle number 53. So we've got 7 and we've got 8. So 7 and 8. Yeah, I feel like with the boundaries and with the Knight of Swords, maybe there's something in this situation where there's a lesson to be learned, and there's something about you asserting your boundaries. So maybe you need to be a bit more boundaried in this situation, because I feel like all these hands are pulling on this person. They're all like always trying to grab a piece of her. So maybe this situation is just kind of pulling on you, draining you, taking a lot of energy out of you. And there is some sort of lesson in this connection or in this situation where it's an opportunity for you to just redraw your personal boundaries in this situation and in relationships going forwards. So it's come along to kind of teach you how to do it. Now, you may have had problems with boundaries in the past in relationships, or being clear with the Knight of Swords here, being firm about what you want, being clear about what you want, feeling confident about what you want, and then putting that into practice. So it may be that you're always coming into situations, and this could be one of them, where you're always having your boundaries tested and triggered in that way. And you find it difficult to kind of actually just sort of either say no to certain things, or to be clear about what it is that you want and expect from a connection and from a relationship. And I feel like with the Knight of Swords, this is an opportunity, this relationship, where it's come along So it could be a little bit karmic in the sense that there is a lesson to be learned, there's a pattern, a recurring pattern maybe that you have in relationships, where this one has come along again as an opportunity for you to break maybe the pattern of people possibly taking advantage of you, not treating you right, and then something about you needing to kind of stand up for yourself, stand firm, stand strong in your own power, have your own boundaries, so that you can then, with this one it says don't be afraid to sing. I feel like, you know, so that you can just be a bit more light. You know, I feel like when we're in situations where things are constantly triggering us, or our boundaries are constantly being tested, and you know it kind of drains us, it brings, you know, it brings us down a little bit. And I feel like this connection, possibly that might be going on for some of you. And so it's this card is basically saying, look, you know, if you feel in more control of yourself, or you feel like more you know, that you are properly assertive in yourself, then you can feel more relaxed. You can feel like you can have, you know, you can be freer, really. You're not all caught up in all what I want to say is drama, really. You know, because you're very clear and you're confident in your clarity. You know, you're confident about what you will and won't put up with. You don't feel bad, you don't feel guilty, nobody's guilt tripping you or anything like that. You just feel confident. You know what you want, what you don't want, and you know, you make it clear to the person that you're with. And then if they, you know, they either abide by that or they don't, and then you just go on your way, whatever happens, really, because you're confident and clear about what you want in a situation, about what you want in a connection. And I feel with the Knight of Swords here, I think there is a need, or this situation has come along to help you or enable you, maybe to put you in a situation, it might be uncomfortable, where you really have to stand your ground and be very firm and focused on what you expect from this person and this relationship. So there's a lesson here. I think the reason why you've met this person is because there is a lesson to be learned for you going forwards in this connection, and going forwards about standing strong in yourself, being boundaried, being clear, respecting yourself. And then when you do that, you then kind of break that pattern. If you've been in a pattern with, or where people haven't done that, you break it and you move forward in a much more confident way, attracting, you know, what you have now become, really. Let's see, why else is why did pile number one meet this person? Why are they meeting this person? Please make it clear to me. Why has pile number one met this person? So then maybe there's a lesson around self-respect, self-love, you know, standing in your own power, realising that you are worth it. So you may be tested in that respect. So you've got, yeah, the Six of Wands. Yeah, the Seven of Wands. Why has pile number one met this person? So it reminds me a bit of a karmic kind of connection. Where, you know, karmic connections, where you come together, there's a lesson to be learned. And it might be one that goes in cycles, it might be a relationship that goes in cycles, there might be a lot of backwards and forwards to it, because every time you get together there's a chance or an opportunity for you to learn from that, for you to grow from that, and you know that you've done that. When you come back again together with that person, it just doesn't hold the same attraction for you, because you've kind of got over it. It's not like a twin flame or a soulmate connection. This is something where you've learned what you needed to learn, you've broken that cycle, and then you move forward. Let's see, but I mean, I might be wrong. Let's have a look and see what else we've got. Yeah, Three of Pentacles, bottom of the deck. Oh, the Lovers. So it could be, I mean, that is a karmic connection, but it's more like a soulmate twin flame. So there is a sort of destiny. In soulmate twin flame situations, we do, I mean, there is, you know, we do learn a lot in those connections. And I feel like with this one, with the Lovers card, because the Lovers card can be either a soulmate or a twin flame, I feel like it's got more of an energy of a twin flame, whereby, because in a twin flame connection, you can really be tested in that situation until both of you have sort of grown and developed. And then when you come together again, you can elevate and you know, you can have a fantastic connection. So with the Lovers card here, I feel like there's a lot of magnetism, there's a lot of pull, there's a lot of chemistry, there's a deep bond between the two of you. So it is, you know, there is a destiny to this situation for sure, and that is why That is a big reason as to why you have met them. But I feel like it might be going through some challenges here, because the Seven of Wands is a card of challenge, is a card of, but it's challenges. So maybe on the journey, you know, the twin flame, if you're on the twin flame journey, you know, you might have had a few backwards starts and finishes and cycles and all the rest of it. But I feel like you're getting a handle on things, because you've also got the victory card here. Which is recognition and acknowledgement and victory. So I feel like you're beginning, the two of you, if you've been through cycles and difficulties and problems in the past, you're beginning to get a handle on that. So maybe both of you are healing, because you are becoming clear on your boundaries. You know, you're not triggering each other as much. You know, there is a chance now to really reap the benefits and the fantastic connection that a twin flame, you know, like a healed twin flame connection can offer you. And I feel like you're kind of on the road to that with this particular person, because underneath the Lovers card, I mean, it could be as well that there are choices in this situation. So maybe with the boundaries, because the Lovers card can mean a choice. So maybe it's a three-way situation, or there's been a three-way third party in this situation, or there's been a choice situation which would test anyone. That might be why we have the boundaries as well, where you need to stand firm. And be clear about what you want, what you expect in the situation. But it's definitely a divine connection here with the Lovers card. But with the Five of Wands underneath it, that is also about competition and challenge. So it could be for some of you, like I say, the third party situation, or there's another person involved or something else involved that's interfered with the connection, where, you know, maybe some liberties have been taken, maybe you've been on the, you know, you haven't been treated right. That can also be part of a twin flame journey. You know, that can be, you know, because twin flame journeys, like I say before, you know, you actually elevate, can be very painful, because there's a lot of chase, you know, a puller and somebody chasing, somebody pulling away, you know, a sort of stop-start, because, you know, you're triggering each other all the time, you know, because you are a soul in two different bodies, so you're triggering each other often, unless you have healed and elevated, as I said. So it could be, you know, that this, so it can often be a sort of a painful path sometimes. So I feel like in this situation, it could be more of a twin flame sort of situation here with the Lovers card. But I feel like you're kind of getting there, because we also have the Three of Pentacles, which is about a card of collaboration. It's about working together. So I feel like if there has been a lot of false starts, if there has been a lot of runner and chaser energy, if there has been a lot of cycles or whatever, it's kind of moving into a better place, or you and your person are kind of beginning to heal a little bit, beginning to elevate a little bit, beginning to understand maybe the nature of the connection, and that, you know, you do feel this, you know, incredible pull to one another, and you want to try and make it work in a more harmonious way. But there are definitely challenges here. But both the Five of Wands and the Seven of Wands are not challenges that are, you know, that can't be overcome. So that's why I feel with that and the victory card with the Six of Wands here, that you are getting there, that this connection is getting there in terms of moving into a more stable situation. You know, as well as having all the fire, the passion, the attraction, the magnetism. But it has to have, you know, it has to be, there has to be clarity within it. It needs to be, and maybe you need to stand stronger, because this person here is standing strong above all these wands. They are standing up for themselves. They are, you know, they're not taking, you know, they're not going to back down. So I do feel this is another reference to maybe you, part number one, having firmer boundaries in this and being very clear about what you will and won't put up with, you know, so making it very clear that if you don't want to be in a, for example, for some of you, if you are in third party situations, if you don't want to be in that situation anymore, then you need to be clear about that, and stand up for yourself and be strong on your boundaries, like the Knight of Swords. Be bold in your, you know, in saying that and putting that into action. But let's say, but this is definitely a destined connection here. Definitely a destined connection. There's a lot of references to three mermaids, Three of Pentacles, possibly the Lovers with a choice, and a third party situation. So I feel like this could be, for a lot of you, some kind of, maybe it's a clandestine thing, or a, you know, something like that going on for some of you. Also at the bottom here, I've just noticed we've got the Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Three mermaids, just saying, also with the Lovers, it might be a choice situation where you are sort of saying, you know, where this person that you are with, pile number one, is, you know, having to make a choice, and it's about you being very clear about what you expect from this situation. But it is a fated situation. There is a lot to learn in this. It feels like this is a sort of twin flame connection. Please, can you tell me, you know, why did pile number one meet their person? Why did they meet their person? Two of Swords. The Fool. Why did they meet their person? The Magician. Four of Pentacles as the overarching energy. Yeah, with this overarching energy in the the Four of Pentacles here. Now, normally, this is quite an unusual depiction of the Four of Pentacles, but again, it's a reference to having very clear boundaries, because this person, this woman, is standing very strong, very bold, very upright, looking fantastic, looking really beautiful, but she's behind that fence. She's behind that gate, and she's saying, I am not letting anyone in or not doing anything that I don't want to do and that isn't right for me, that's not valuing me. I'm not going to have that. So I feel like this connection is the reason why you're with this person is because it's about you. It's come along to teach you the value of yourself, to teach you, not even to teach you, but to remind you that you are valuable, that you are important, that you have, you know, self-respect, that you are standing strong, that you are very clear about what you expect from a relationship. And if somebody isn't going to give you that, then you're simply not going to let them in. And that is why we have the Boundaries card, and that is why we have the Knight of Swords card. And once you do that, once you stand firm, you know, irrespective of what this person decides to do as a result of that, you break that sort of pattern or that cycle of accepting anything less. Because what you're saying to the universe really is, this is what I am, this is my worth, this is what I am worthy of. And I'm simply not going to take anything less than that. And I feel like it's, yeah, with the Fool and with the Magician, it just makes me feel, you know, it's like it's come along to put you on a new path, of self-respect, of self-discovery, of having, you know, knowing what you want in life, you know, and it might be a bit risky. It might be a bit risky because maybe in the past, you know, you have allowed people to get away with certain things, or you've allowed people to just take what they want or do what they want, or, you know, you haven't put yourself first. But here, I think with the Four being the very beginning of the major arcana journey, you know, it's here to tell you that you can, you know, it's a new journey for you. It's a new journey of starting things differently or doing things differently, that you can manifest with the Magician here, you know, this path of just this path of loving yourself, of knowing your worth, and you know, that's what you expect in a connection. That's kind of why I think you met this person. And this person is a very, you know, with the Lovers card here, I do feel they're a twin flame energy. But, you know, often we don't always, you know, even though they're a twin flame, because it can be a painful journey. And I do feel like you are kind of getting there here. But sometimes, you know, we can spend a lot of time apart from our twin flame because we haven't properly, the two of us haven't properly elevated. But I feel like this is really a chance for you now to learn from this, to heal, to do a lot of healing, and to do a lot of self kind of discovery, really. And a big part of that is knowing your own value, recognising your own worth, and being very clear about what relationships you're going to let in to your life that validate you, that make you feel good. And I think with the Two of Swords here underneath the Victory, I think that, you know, the Two of Swords is often stalemate, you know, is often a fork in the road. So I feel like in some respects, maybe with the Two of Swords here, you know, it's tricky, it's difficult, it's not easy for you to have this kind of new approach, maybe. But I think that with the Two of Swords, it's about, you know, again, sort of, because often in the Two of Swords, you know, this person is got a blindfold on, and they're not maybe looking at what is the truth of the situation. So I feel like what this is saying is that it might be difficult for you to, you know, address maybe some of the issues in this connection and with this person, but you are being advised to sort of really be honest with yourself, to really value yourself, to really look honestly at the connection, and then sort of make a decision that is going to lead to a better quality of life for you. It's going to lead to kind of victory for you, lead to this new beginning for you, this new journey where you're manifesting something that is based on you, you know, you being loved and respected in the way that you should be. And that is why you have Don't Be Afraid to Sing, you know, because once you get to that place, you will feel much better, you will feel more joyful, you will feel happier. So I feel like in this connection, maybe it's been quite heavy, maybe it's been quite difficult, maybe there's been cycles, like I said, maybe there's been, you know, somebody hasn't treated you properly, but there's a real opportunity for you to say, no, I'm not gonna put up with that anymore. I am going to be firm in my boundaries. I'm going to be clear about what I want in my life. I'm going to be clear about what makes me happy, what helps me to feel protected, what helps me to feel safe. You know, because maybe when we have our boundaries, or when we're being triggered and boundaries are crossed in relationships, you know, it can feel very unsafe. So I feel like here it's very much about you learning to put those boundaries in so that you feel safe and secure and stable in connections, and you attract the right kind of connections, loving connections, connections that value you and value your worth. So pile number one, that is why I feel that you have met this person. They are important. You know, you do have a divine connection with this person. They are very much... there is a strong magnetism, there is a strong pull, but I just feel like they might have been going through, you know, that it is, you know, could have been going through a bit of a twin flame journey, like I've already explained. But you are now, I feel like the opportunity is here for you now to heal, and a part of that healing is about recognising your own value, your own self-worth, and what you want going forwards in a relationship. But anyway, pile number one, that's been your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number two, welcome back to your reading. So you have chosen to come into this reading, you know, reading about what, you know, why did you meet this person of interest, this love interest? Why did you meet them? What was the reason? You know, is it destiny? Is it fate? Is it karmic? Is it twin flame, soulmate, or is it something else? You know, why did you meet them? So you chose to come in with this little beautiful little butterfly here. I don't know if you can see it there. Okay, and also I've also pre-shuffled some oracle cards. Just want to say a big thank you if you've liked, shared, subscribed, commented. All the lovely people that comment, hit the thumbs up, turn the notification bell. You know, I've got some real regular, faithful viewers, so I just want to say a big thank you to you if you're one of those people, and everyone else who's watching as well. So let us see what we got here. So we have got Throne, your potential is endless. 45, card number 45. So why did you meet this person? So we've got these three ladies, haven't we, sitting on this throne in this elevated steps, like three queens, yeah? Okay. Then I've got, oh, Star Mother. This is a beautiful card. How can you mother yourself? How can you mother yourself? So maybe you might, just for some of you, just for some of you, maybe you are, because this person is kind of cradling her arms. She's like she's cradling herself. So maybe some of you are just going through a little bit of a tricky time at the moment. All this beautiful blue. There's a need for calm, peace, healing in this situation. A need for you to nurture yourself, to love yourself. I do feel like in this one as well, you know, with your potential is endless. There's a message here just about you knowing that you are, you know, worthy of love, that you are lovable, that you probably need to spend a bit of time loving yourself more, liking yourself more. I'm sure you do anyway, but just it's just a specific message maybe for some of you, that you are valuing yourself, you know, that you are recognising and acknowledging how wonderful you are. So it's something maybe about that. So if you're feeling a bit low or a bit down or something like that, or this connection is triggering you or something like that, this is just a, you know, to say, look, you know, you are a fantastic person, you've got so much power, you've got so much potential, you know, just don't forget that. You know, be kind to yourself, love yourself. This is the Emperor. Now it's interesting, we've got Star Mother, and then this card relates to the Emperor in Orosoma colour, the colour system. Okay. So we've got the Emperor and we've got the Mother. So we've got the Father. So this might be about somebody that you are in a long-term relationship with, or that there's maybe you share children with this person, because we've got the Mother and we've got the archetypal Mother and the Father figure here. So this might be for some of you, again, just a long-term connection, or somebody that you're actually with and in a long-term connection with. With this one here, this is about 3 people in charge, isn't it? 3 queens, and the Emperor is a card of being in charge in some way, or being very much in charge of things. Let's have a look. So that's interesting. So why did you meet this person? I'm getting for some of you that maybe this situation triggers you in some way, and there might be triggers that go way back to when you were younger. You know, because often when we, you know, we can often go through difficult experiences, can't we, when we're younger? Particularly around people that might have parented us or looked after us. And then that pattern that's set up when we're younger, we can often take into relationships. So maybe there's something around that this relationship, the reason why you met this person is because they trigger certain things in you. So you almost, you know, things or behaviours that you had when you were younger, and sometimes that can be a good thing and sometimes that can be a difficult thing. And there's something about you, maybe this situation is a chance for you to kind of heal that a little bit, heal some of those wounds, and maybe step into your own power in some way. So maybe this connection has come along for you to heal or work through certain things that or certain behaviours that go way back, but that are sometimes hinder relationships, or hinder the relationships that you have. Because you've got a mother and a father here. And it also says, how can you mother yourself? So that's like almost like a message about how can you, you know, how can you comfort yourself? How can you heal yourself? So it might be a tricky situation that you're in with this person, or it's been a difficult road in some way. Right, okay, so what have we got here? We've got the Moon, yeah. And then we've got the 2 of Cups. Okay. So why did pile number 2 meet this person? Ace of Swords. Why did they meet this person? 5 of Pentacles is the overarching idea. Yes, I feel like for a lot of you, this might be somebody that you're thinking about, that you are either in separation from, with the 5 of Pentacles here, or it's kind of out in the cold. Either they're out in the cold or you're out in the cold. So maybe you're asking about somebody that's an ex, or that you've split up from, or that, I mean, it could be, yeah, that you're somebody that you split up from, and that you're now beginning to take charge of your life. You're now beginning to become this independent, powerful person to look after yourself. Maybe it's for some of you, it's a situation that you're in for quite a long time and you've come out of in some way, and you're wondering, you know, why you met them. And I feel like that you met them because, you know, it was I mean, the 2 of Cups is a very significant relationship. So it probably had in this relationship, it could have been like a karmic thing. But the 2 of Cups is I mean, the 2 of Cups is almost like a little bit of a soulmate card to me, because it's a beautiful, beautiful relationship that's, you know, based on a strong foundation of friendship. So I feel at its core, although it might be going through a lot of issues and you might be in separation and there might have been a lot of problems with it or difficulties with it, for sure, there is something pulling the two of you together. So I do feel there is a strong magnetic pull between you still. So that's why in many respects I feel like it's significant. It has it could have a sort of soulmate karmic feel to it. It feels like more of a sort of soulmate thing really with this card here, because with karmic situations, often they come along and they're there to sort of teach us something, often to break a pattern or break a habit or help us to grow and develop, as does soulmate and twin flame connections too. It's often a journey of healing and growth. And I feel like in this situation that is what is going on here. But there is some difficulties here with the Five of Pentacles. That is a painful card. Somebody feels out in the cold in this situation for sure, or they feel rejected, or they feel unhappy. Maybe that's you, maybe that's them, maybe that's both of you. The moon is a hidden energy. It's an energy where, but again, there's a lot of magnetism to it. So I feel like there's a strong magnetic pull for the two of you in this connection, but it might be a secret connection. So maybe for some of you this is a secret connection, a clandestine connection here with the moon. That's maybe why somebody feels out in the cold, because you're not always in the connection. Sometimes you're with the person, maybe sometimes you're not with them. Also with the moon, again, that talks about cycles, doesn't it? The moon controls the tides come in, the tides come out, and maybe it's a sort of cyclical, it has been a cyclical kind of connection where sometimes you're with them, sometimes you're not with them. Maybe there's been some confusion. So there has been some difficulties certainly within this connection, and that's probably why you've got how can you mother yourself, how can you nurture yourself, how can you heal yourself, how can you look after yourself, like these three queens or these three princesses, how can you treat yourself well now, how can you take charge of things with the Emperor, how can you elevate yourself really in this period of what I think is separation. Now the Ace of Swords tells me that there's something about this situation. It's interesting because the moon can also talk about deceit, because things are being hidden, like I say, confusion, deceit, things under the radar. And what we've got here is the Ace of Swords, which can talk about truth, which can talk about a brand new truthful beginning. So I feel that the reason why you met this person is to learn to value yourself, redraw your boundaries, recognise your own power, recognise that you deserve love in the way that you want love. So maybe this situation, even though it's kind of got this sort of soulmate feel to it or karmic feel to it, maybe it hasn't done that for you in the past. And I think it's a sort of chance now, or an opportunity for you to redraw the boundaries, to be more clear going forwards, when you come back together again, or if you come back together again, and be focused on what is important for you. And it's quite a similar message in pile number 1 as well. It's about you just recognising your own worth here, recognising your own power, knowing that you are worth, you are the Emperor, you are this queen, you are worth good love, you are worth a good relationship, a relationship where you're treated well, where you're treated with respect. So I feel like, and there needs to be, and I feel like this situation has come along to kind of trigger you into acknowledging that truth, really, into acknowledging that with clarity, which is what the Ace of Swords is, so that you have a new beginning that's based on truth, on honesty, on clarity. You don't want something that's going to come back again, that's going to cause confusion, or where there's going to be deceit, or where it's not out in the open. It's for you to finally say, no, I'm not having that. I recognise my own worth, I recognise my own power, and I want something different. I want something that's going to allow me to have that truthful, new, honest beginning. Something that is respectful. Now I want something that's respectful, where there's a firm foundation of friendship, of recognition, of trust, because often with the moon, sometimes trust might have broken down. So I feel like this is a massive opportunity, this connection. The reason why you've met them is that there is a pull there, there is a strong pull there between you, but you know, maybe that's been tested for you. Maybe that's been tested, and now it's a chance now for you to, in this period of separation, I think you are in this period of separation, to value yourself, to heal yourself, to love yourself, to value yourself, and say, going forwards, I want a situation which is true for me, which you know, I can feel safe in. I can feel that I've got, you know, that it's clear, and that it's bold and strong. It's not sort of something that's wishy-washy. But anyway, let's see what else we've got. So this person has kind of triggered you into that kind of, or moved you into really having to recognise that, or really, it might be painful. Often these things are painful. It's not always easy. But I feel like this relationship is a massive opportunity for you to do that. Again, see the Seven of Wands. And then we have the Four of Wands. Yeah, right under the Two of Cups. The Four of Wands is like, again, a soulmate twin flame energy. You might, with the mother and father of card, be actually have been in a long-term relationship with this person, or be in a long-term relationship. The other thing is, with the mother and the father card, you might actually be asking about somebody, you know, that you're in a long-term connection with, but there's been some issues and some problems, or some, you know, maybe you're not as connected at the moment. Maybe it's going through some problems, but you're, you know, kind of wondering why, you know, why you met them. But for me, with the Two of Cups right under the Four of Wands, I mean, the Four of Wands is a marriage card, can mean a marriage card, it can mean a card of celebration. Two of Cups and the Four of Wands, I mean, that's a very significant relationship, and it makes me feel that this is a very significant relationship, but it might have gone, you know, you might have been tested in it quite a lot. And again, it's quite similar to pile number one. There might have been a lot of tests in this, where you need to almost literally break out of any kind of, you know, negative patterns, any kind of negative beliefs, any kind of deception, or any kind of confusion. You need to break out of that and gain clarity and be very clear on your boundaries and about what you want going forwards, because there is a lot of, I do feel like there's a huge potential. You know, there is a deep divine connection here. There's a deep love between the two of you here. You know, you know, it's really central. These two cards are central in the reading. But there's something about needing to redraw the boundaries a little bit, I think, within it, and for you to yourself recognise your own power and strength and worth in this. Because right here, this person has love written on their chest, don't they, in a tattoo here at the top here. And they need to break out of, they're kind of breaking out of the bars, and, you know, I feel like they want to break out of, maybe they want to just, maybe as well it's about you saying, look, hang on, if it's a secret situation, a clandestine thing, and you feel like you've been left on the sidelines, you're out in the cold or whatever, you're saying, with this person breaking out of these bars with this love on their chest, you're saying, look, I want, going forward, this situation to be open and honest and true. I want it to be open and honest and true, and I'm not going to be in the shadows any longer. That's what I want. And it's about you being clear about that. And with these three people, these three queens sitting on the throne, like, you know, you're not going to take anything less, because you don't deserve anything less. You deserve much. Yes, that's what you deserve. Okay, so why did power, and this person, this relationship, maybe you've had this in the past with other people, where you haven't been valued and you haven't been made to feel worthy, you know, or you haven't been loved properly, and now you've come to the point and you're saying, no, I've had enough, I'm not having that anymore. And this relationship that is absolutely a turning point really here for you, to finally say, look, it's, you know, this is what I'm worth, and this is what I expect. Okay, so here we've got the Five of Pentacles again, and the Fool card. Yeah, so underneath, you know, I feel like the Five of Pentacles again is about feeling out in the cold. Maybe there's a lack of confidence, or there has been a lack of confidence with you in the past in this situation, where you felt again that somehow you're not worth, you know, that your place is always to be out in the cold, is always to be on the sidelines, is always to be not properly acknowledged, to pick up the crumbs, to, you know, and I think there's something like that going on maybe with you, pile number 2. And I'm sorry, and again, it might have something to do, because often we can feel this way because we know maybe when we were younger we didn't get, and because in this card you're being asked to give yourself your own mothering, maybe there was just something where you just weren't made to feel. And if that is the case, then I'm sorry, and I can totally relate to it. You know, when you were younger and you weren't made to feel as though you were valued. You were always made to feel as though you weren't really that important, or you were bottom of the list, or you weren't recognised, you weren't acknowledged. So you always felt lonely and out in the cold, and therefore, if you're always constantly treated like that, then you believe it, don't you? You believe that, you can't possibly have worthwhile, you can't possibly be worthy of somebody actually giving you time, attention and love. So I feel like with some of you, there might be a little bit of a disbelief that you can actually even, ask for this in a relationship, ask to be treated with respect, ask to be, and expect it. I feel like there's something about maybe you feeling like you can't expect that. And that you have to always take, whatever someone gives you, even if it's not that great for you. But the overriding energy is the Fool, which again, this came up in pile number 1, it reminds me very much of pile number 1. The overarching energy is that you can have a new beginning. The Fool is the very beginning of the Major Arcana. You can have the new journey where it's, you're excited again, and it's, it may be a bit risky, it may be a bit of a leap of faith, and it might mean that you leave this situation behind, because even though somebody is a soulmate, twin flame energy, we don't have to be with them if they haven't, because often the soulmate, twin flame energy, and again, it's a reference to pile number 1, because I said this in pile number 1, unless the two people are elevated and healed and have done a lot of work on themselves, those journeys can be quite painful. They can be quite difficult, because it's often a sort of push-pull, it's a runner and chaser, it's got that kind of energy to it. So we don't have to stay in that just because we've labelled it as a twin flame soulmate energy. It's not treating us right, or we're not being made to feel loved or worthy or happy, or there's a lot of drama and a lot of cycles and deception and, people not behaving in mature ways. It just shows really that you're, whoever that happens to be is not healed enough in themselves to be able to offer you a healed and loving relationship. So it's okay to move away from that, So I just feel the overarching energy is for you to move away, because it comes right under the 5 of Pentacles, to move away from feeling a sense of lack. So if this relationship is making you feel a sense of lack, even though it has huge potential, it might have huge potential at its core. It might have huge potential at its core, but what it might be that in practice at the moment, that because the two of you are not on an even keel, you're not both healed, that it's not going to come together right now. It's not going to be what a twin flame could be at its absolute best, which is a kind of fantastically amazing, magnetic, beautiful, soulful kind of connection. It's not there yet. It's not ready to be there yet, because both of you haven't gone through that kind of healing process. But I feel like for you, maybe you need to take a risk, take a leap of faith, but certainly to understand that you do not have to be made to feel that you are not worthy, or that you are not good enough, or that your place is, on the sidelines, just to have someone come along and connect with you when they've got the time, or when they're interested, or when they want something. That's kind of the energy that I am feeling, and I feel that this relationship has come along, and why you've met this person is to make you finally realise, or it's an opportunity to make you finally realise that you are the emperor, that you're in charge of yourself, that you are tip-top, that you're top of the tree. The emperor is above the kings in the tarot, that you are a queen. You sit on the throne, your potential is endless. That you can, that you deserve mothering, you deserve nurturing, you deserve nurturing, mothering, kind love, really. You deserve that. And if a situation isn't giving you that, then, you don't need to stay in it. And I feel like that's what why this person's come along is to to teach you that, to help you to realise that. Because sometimes, you know, we can't realise what we are until we stand next to something that we're not. And I feel like that's what's possibly going on for some of you in this connection. But anyway, pile number 2, that's been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 3, and welcome back to your reading. Welcome back to Rainbow Tarot UK. And our reading today is, you know, why did you meet this person? What is the purpose? What's really going on? Is it divine connection? Is it a twin flame? Is it soulmate? Is it karmic? Is it something else? You know, what's happening? What's at its core, if you like? So you chose to come into the reading under this little Diamante heart here. Very sweet little heart there. I've pre-shuffled some oracle cards. I just want to say a massive thank you if you have subscribed rather, liked, shared, commented. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much, all the regular people that make the comments, that do the thumbs up, they hit the notification bell. Massive thanks. And if you're new, then great. It's great to have you tuning in. But anyway, let's get straight to it. So why have you met this person? What's going on? So the first one we've got is card number 3, and this is the Tower card. And it says, unplug and relax for a spell. Okay, so she looks very relaxed, doesn't she? Got this card next to her, it says tea. Okay, so, alright, so we've got that. We've got mirror. Who or what is triggering you? Who or what is triggering you here? Alright, and then this relates, this is the 6 of Cups. Everything is beautiful in its own way. So I feel like with this one here, because this relates to the 6 of Cups, the 6 of Cups is a lovely energy. It's a beautiful energy, really. It can be, or it can equate to a sort of soulmate type energy. So maybe we'll have to see what else comes out. This is a bit of a soulmate connection here. Maybe it's just going through a little bit of a tricky time with, you know, what is triggering you. But I feel like with the tea here, you know, spilling the tea, it can be like a code for gossip, can't it? And I feel like maybe, just for some of you specifically, there is some kind of gossip or some words or something's happened to make you need to kind of retreat or relax a little bit. Because that might have triggered you, or that might have created some disharmony in this particular connection. Just for some of you, that is a very specific message, because I've just noticed the word tea. And I'm just wondering if there's been just some words or something that's come up, or something that has meant that you need to just retreat a little bit and just kind of take a moment or something like that, really. But anyway, okay, so this could be for some of you a long-standing connection that you're inquiring about with the 6 of Cups here, because that can be a connection that's based on, you know, like I said, a bit of a soulmate connection where you've been with somebody, there's a lot of history to the connection, it's a long-term connection, or it feels a very sort of loving, or it might be just, you might just be asking about somebody, that you've known for a long time, or that you've liked for a long time. It could be that, you know, that you just liked them for a long time. So this is a love interest that we're talking about here, you know, in terms of why have you met this person. So let's ask, why is pile number 3? Why did they meet their person? Please can you tell me, why did pile number 3, you know, meet this person? Please can you make it clear to me? Knight of Cups. Wheel of Fortune. King of Swords. 5 of Cups. Okay, right. So I feel like for some of you, this might be a situation that you are, where you might be in separation from them, or it might be a little bit of a temporary pause with the unplug and relax here for a spell, where something's happened, and it could be why I was drawn to the tea, with the word tea on this card here. So something might have happened to cause it to come into separation, to cause some hurt, some upset, because the 5 of Cups is about hurt and upset. It's about somebody crying over something maybe that they feel they've lost. So maybe for some of you, you feel maybe the situation is lost, or, you know, you're just, you know, it's come to an end or something, or it's triggered you in some way. But there's a strong, I feel like there's still a strong love in this connection. So I don't feel like, if you're in separation from this person, from these cards, I don't feel like it's going to be forever. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's a sort of temporary situation. Literally, like, you know, this just relaxing for a bit. You just need to chill. You just need to step back. You just need to retreat, and think, maybe with the who or what is triggering you. Think about what went on, analyse it a bit, work it out, that kind of thing. Now, with the Knight of Cups, that is a card of romance. So it makes me feel that you met this person because there was a strong attraction to each other. There was a strong, this person feels a love for you. They feel a strong attraction. They feel romantic towards you. And certainly with the Six of Cups, it makes me feel that the connection for them is important. The Wheel of Fortune, it felt like, it might have been, for some of you, it might be that it started off really well. So the connection started off really well. You started seeing each other. It was very romantic. It was lovely. Things were on the up. You were having a good time here with the Wheel of Fortune. You felt very lucky. The Wheel of Fortune can be a card of destiny again. It felt like it was a destined connection. It felt like something was really, you know, it was a really important connection. Certainly with the Six of Cups, you wouldn't have been wrong there. I feel like it is, you know, that is all going on. But I feel like maybe somebody has got a little bit scared and retreated, or somebody has got a little bit worried or concerned, or somebody's clammed up a little bit here with the King of Swords. And that might be why we've got the Five of Cups, where it was going great. The connection was growing great, or if you're with somebody, or you've been with somebody for a long time, like it was going great for a long time, it was really good, but somehow there's a bit of a block here, because the King of Swords is somebody who is very honest, very truthful, but they are emotionally, they are sort of quite detached. They're quite a detached energy. So I'm just feeling with these cards here, it's kind of got a strong contrast to this one. So I feel like something might have happened to bring the situation into separation, where it was around maybe somebody just with the who or what is triggering you, somebody got a little bit scared, or there was you just got on each other's nerves, or something happened, and it caused the situation to, the sort of gloss or the shine to kind of fade a little bit. So I feel like it was very shiny and very glossy, and it was all going great, and then something's happened to make someone retreat or clam up, or they might have even sort of suddenly ghosted you, or suddenly stopped contact, and it's got something to do with them. I think it's got something to do with a fear of getting close, a fear of being emotionally close, or a fear of, maybe getting too deep with the Six of Cups here. So maybe they were very good at being romantic and, doing all the romantic words and the gestures. But then when the situation progressed and there was a need to take it to the next level, they kind of got a little bit scared. I'm just getting that sort of sense. And now you're in separation. There's this kind of like, this kind of focus. It might be that this person as well, or someone, is just focusing on all the negatives in the situation at the moment. Particularly if there's been some gossip or some harsh words. Because the King of Swords also can be, any sword person, kings, queens, knights of swords, they can be quite direct. So maybe there's been some direct words or some harsh words, and that's why you need to relax. That's why you need to chill out. That's what the triggering is. So somebody's said something or done something to trigger someone else, and they've retreated, and there's been some sort of loss, or. But this card is about someone just focusing too much on, the three spilt cups here, whilst the Two of Cups is still in the background here. So that makes me think, I don't feel like this, if you are in separation from this person, it's going to go on and on and on. I feel like you'll both get over it. Now, again, at the bottom, we've got the Five of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Pentacles came out a lot in, when did it come out a lot in? I think it was pile 2. So if you feel drawn to pile 2, you might want to go to pile 2, possibly. But I feel like somebody's feeling out in the cold. So something's happened here. Somebody's feeling out in the cold. Somebody's feeling like, you know, it's all over. And they're focusing on that. But in actual fact, I don't think it is all over. I don't think this connection is all over. I feel like there is a deep connection between you. But I just think it's come to a little bit of fork in the road where you need to just sort of kind of just backtrack. And I feel the reason why you've met this person is because it is a really significant, it feels like it is like a soulmate sort of connection here. It's a strong connection, it's a fated connection, it's a destined connection, and there is a strong pull to it. So I don't feel that it's something that isn't going to come back. I feel like it will come back because I feel like you're sort of destined really in many ways to be together. It's like a temporary period of separation. If you are in separation, I think you probably are. So why did pile number 3 meet their person? Why did they meet their person? Please make it clear to me. Why did they meet their person? Yeah, Fool. I think this card has come out in literally all of the 3 piles from memory. And this one, that came, both of these definitely came out in pile 2. So you might want to listen to pile 2. Again, it's the 5 of Pentacles. So somebody is really feeling rejected, is really feeling unhappy being in separation from you in this connection. If you're in separation from this person, I don't think you like it and I don't think they like it. They feel very much out in the cold here. Or I don't want to take all of those, that's too many. So I'm just going to put them back because I need to ask the question, why did pile number 3 meet this person? Please can you tell me why they met this person? Why have they met this person? Knight of Wands. And the Magician. The Magician came out in pile number 2 as well. I feel like yeah, I mean, I feel like with this particular person, yeah, the reason why you have met them is because it's an opportunity to have a brand, you know, to have a new. If you're having a temporary separation from them, there's a chance, you know, you're not going to be in separation from them forever. You're definitely going to, you know, it's definitely going to come around again because you've got the Fool card here, which is a brand new beginning. It might be a bit of a risk, but somebody definitely wants to take that risk. I feel like it is, you know, I don't feel like it's something that hasn't come into being yet, like a crush situation or anything. There are too many cards here with references to being hurt, being upset, being out in the cold, you know, a situation being on temporary pause, but it will come about again, you know, for sure. Maybe for some of you, it was, you know, maybe somebody didn't take it seriously before, even though they felt this strong pull towards you, this strong magnetism. Maybe they just didn't, because the Wheel of Fortune can be like a little bit of an unpredictable energy. So maybe this person, and it's interesting because it might be that this has come into separation because this person started off all romantic and loving and, you know, making all the right noises and doing all the right things, and then unpredictably they turned into something completely different, which would be the King of Swords, which would be somebody who's just retreated, backed off, you know, ghosted you, whatever, or something like that, or just put themselves, you know, put themselves out in the cold. But I feel like it's something to do with fears, maybe. There were possible fears of getting close or getting too close. Because the Knight of Cups can be somebody who sort of knows and how to say and do the right things, but not necessarily, because we've also got the Knight of Wands here, not necessarily able to deliver that on an ongoing, kind of reliable, regular basis. But I feel like this person will come back again towards you if you are in separation from them. There is a pull in this connection for them, but I'm not sure. I mean, the Magician card here is, you know, they want to manifest it again. So they've got the Fool, which is a brand new beginning, a new start again. They want to manifest the situation again. So out of this being out in the cold, this, you know, not recognising the good in the situation, not seeing the good in the situation, they want to, you know, they want to bring it back into existence again with the Magician card here. I feel like they want to, you know, they want to impress you again with the Knight of Wands here. They definitely want to impress you again, that they want to show you that they You know, that they find you very attractive, that they find you very magnetic, that they're very interested in you, that they want this new beginning with you. And there is this, I think you've met them because there is this deep connection, this kind of soulmate sort of connection. But I feel like that you might be more mature than this person, because often if it's like a soulmate type or a kind of twin flame type connection, sometimes they, you know, they're not always, it's a reference to pile number 1 and 2 again, is, you know, these connections are always, you know, completely harmonious, you know, from the very start, because often it's a journey, you know, it's a journey where you are triggering each other. Because if it's a twin flame type connection, so the Six of Cups can be a twin flame soulmate connection, you know, twin flame journey is often very triggering, where you know, because you are the same soul, aren't you, being split in 2 bodies, so you're, you know, you're reflecting off each other, you know, you're reflecting each other really. So, you know, it can be a triggering situation, and I feel like this might be something that is going on in this, where this person is possibly, it's cyclical in nature, so it's, you know, you're in a period of separation now, and then they're going to come forwards again, they're going to start up the whole thing again. But I think it's got something to do with this person not being mature enough or being properly healed enough to really be able to connect at a deep emotional level, even though they kind of know there is something special there between the two of you. There's something that stops them from, with this King of Swords, that stops them from going very, very deep. So with the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands, you know, they can, you know, they can connect romantically, they can connect, you know, they can show you romantic gestures, they can say romantic things, but I mean, real intimacy is something which, you know, requires a bit of vulnerability, doesn't it? A little bit of trust as well, and a bit of you know, being willing to sort of really go through the highs and the lows and of a situation and sort of stick it out. And I feel like with this person, they might still be in a bit of a cycle situation here, but you've met them because you have a strong link with them. There is a strong, so that usually tells me that there's lessons to be learned in this situation. But in order for the situation to really rise and elevate and be a fantastic connection, both people need to be at the same level of, you know, to be at the same sort of level of healing and kind of growth, and you know, both people need to be ready to be in an intimate, a truly intimate, deep connection. And I feel that you might be further along that road than this particular person. So for them, because the Knight of Wands, you know, underneath the King of Swords, you know, is a bit of a player energy. So it just makes me feel that this person, you know, is sort of unable to connect still at a very, very, very deep level. They're able to kind of like, on a surface level, show you, you know, romance, show you that they care about you, or they might, or what happens is they might get triggered as well when it gets a bit too deep, or a bit too, or you want commitment or something like that, or you want something more from the situation, and then it kind of comes into separation. They don't like being in that separation because they feel this strong pull or magnetism toward you, but they equally they're not sure how to, or they just don't have the skills or the tools to, at this point in time, to be able to connect on a deep level and be committed. That's kind of what I feel here. So I feel that the reason why you've met this person is because there is a strong link to them, but they are not in a place to be able to, for you and them to really experience the full you know, the full joy, if you like, of being in that kind of connection, because they just haven't, they're not mature enough, they haven't healed enough, there's still a lot of pain around their heart, which kind of indicates that they need to heal more. But I don't think they're even at that point where they can acknowledge that. Whereas I think with you, I think maybe you are at that point. So I feel like that is why you are with this person, because there is this strong link between the two of you, that's possibly some sort of twin flame soulmate connection, probably more of a twin flame thing here. But you know, if if you listen to anything about twin flames, what you realise is that you know, it can be a tough old, you know, it can be a tough old journey, as beautiful as it is when you come together and you're both in that same space. But the journey to get there can be, you know, quite a painful one. I feel like this might be what's going on in this particular connection, and that, I think, pile number 3 is why you have met this person, because they're actually your sort of twin flame. But anyway, that has been your reading. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you have, then please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Just to sort of quickly say that, you know, with the Knight of Cups, that could be any one of Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, King of Swords, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Knight of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. 5 of Pentacles is Taurian energy. So that's just some of the astrological signs here. 5 of Cups, that is Scorpio energy. So yeah, if you've liked the reading, then please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.